Well, hello everyone, my name is Zwiggojr and welcome back to another video. Today I have something a little bit different for you guys. A lot of you have been asking me in the comments down below what my favorite Pokemon game is and what my least favorite Pokemon games are, and what my opinion on them is in general. So today I wanted to make a tier list ranking every single one of these games. I know probably every PokeTuber in the universe has already done one of these, but I thought, why not do one myself? It might be pretty interesting. Let's just jump right into it. Just know that this will be my opinion, so please do not get offended. I know some of you are probably gonna get offended in the comments. If you, for example, really love a game that I absolutely hate, that's totally fine. Totally fine. Don't go roast me in the comments, okay? I mean, you can, I just won't be happy with it. So let's just jump right into this with Pokemon Red and Blue as our first two games. I think they came out in 1996, I'm pretty sure. So I wasn't born in 1996, I was born in 1998. So I did not buy these games up until I was like 12 or 13. And that's when I started playing them first. So if you really like bare bones Pokemon, this is going to be a game for you. I mean, I like bare bones Pokemon, but not too bare bones. There's like a bunch of glitches in them, which makes the games very interesting. But I think I'm gonna put them down at C tier because, I mean, Gen 1 Pokemon are great, but I mean, I'm not a Gen 1er. I'm just not. Pokemon Yellow though. Pokemon Yellow is a little bit... Actually, Pokemon Yellow just can go in the same tier, in my opinion. There's not a lot different here, except that you can get all three starters. And of course your Pikachu as your normal starter, which is actually not really that great because you can't evolve it. But yeah, I mean, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red and Blue Generation 1, for me, C tier. It's not... They're not bad games whatsoever. I just prefer different ones. That is these bad boys, you know? Generation 2. A lot of people love Generation 2 because that's when Pokemon really like kicked off. Like a bunch of mechanics were implemented in this game that still are used up until this day, like breeding, shiny Pokemon. So I personally don't really like these games. I do really love the remakes. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, of course. They are amazing, but in my opinion, Generation 2 is just it's a D tier for me. It's not the worst, but I personally don't enjoy playing them as much. And Crystal, I mean, it can go in the same tier. Let's move on to the next set of games. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire are A tier for me, like A tier, because Pokemon Ruby was my first game that I ever got. I think I was 6 years old at the time. I don't remember, I was 5 or 6. And I remember just loving this game so much because, of course, my favorite Pokemon right over here, Swampert, came out in this generation. And it's still just the best Pokemon up until this day. I mean, you just can't argue with that. But I have a little bit of a story here. So my Pokemon Ruby version got stolen back in middle school, which was very sad. It made me very sad. But I still had Sapphire and Emerald version. And up until this day, I actually have not bought Pokemon Ruby back. I mean, I still have the box for it over there. But that's about it. I do understand that some people don't like Generation 3 because of too much water. I personally really enjoy them. Let's move on to the next game, Pokemon Emerald version. I absolutely love Pokemon Emerald. In my opinion, it's my favorite Pokemon game. It's not my first one, but it's just a better version of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire with more Pokemon that are available. You also have the post-game Battle Frontier, which is the best Battle Frontier out of all of them. The Battle Tree from Sun and Moon, nothing compared to this. It's just so good. And so nostalgic as well. It might be the nostalgia talking, but I love Pokemon Emerald. And Rayquaza is just the coolest legendary combined with probably Groudon. Time to move on to Fire Red and Leaf Green. Well, while I did not enjoy Generation 1 that much, I really enjoyed Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. So I think I want to put them at... I put so much time into these games. I think I'm gonna put them at B tier because there are a few games that are above them in my opinion. I love the story with Team Rocket. Giovanni is one of the best Pokemon villains out there. Also Team Rocket, you know, I don't want to say best evil team, but definitely one of the most memorable. And so I think that Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green should 100% be in the B tier or A tier. It's like B, A, like can I put it like in the middle? If I could put it in the middle, I would put it like right there. I would put it right there, but I can't, so it's B tier. Because they're not as good as Ruby and Sapphire, in my opinion. Let's move on to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. For me, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are also B tier. Why? Because of course in Platinum they did way more with the games, added way more stuff to it. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl did not run well at all on the DS back in the day because it used to lag a lot. And I remember it crashing my DS a lot too. But besides that, the legendaries in these games are amazing. Pokemon like Dialga, Palkia, Giratina. I mean, all of them are just so well designed, and I love the space, time, and antimatter distortion world thing. I just absolutely love that. Let's move on to Pokemon Platinum. Pokemon Platinum, definitely A tier. Like, it is Diamond and Pearl on steroids, just like Emerald is with Ruby and Sapphire. Again, amazing post-game event where you go through the volcano together with Buck to get Heatran, which is great. And the distortion world is just such an amazing addition to the game, as well as it runs 10 times as smooth as Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Let's get also like into the starters of this game. Like, I love Piplup, Chimchar, and Turtwig. All of them are amazingly designed. I love their typing. Steel, okay, maybe Infernape should have had a different typing, but firefighting really fits him. And let's talk about the champion of Sinnoh 2, Cynthia. In my opinion, the second best champion, because Emerald still has Steven Stone, the man with the Metagross, which in my opinion is the best champion of them all. But Cynthia is definitely a close second. Let's move on to the Generation 2 remakes, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, in my opinion, one of the best games on the market back in the day, as well as now still. If you haven't played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, do it. It is 100% worth your time. Feature number one that they brought into this game, Pokemon following you around. One of the best features ever brought to a Pokemon game up until this day. People are still demanding for Pokemon to be following them, and they brought it back in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but it's really not that great. Have you seen the animations of that game? Not amazing. But in this game, it was done right. You're walking around Goldenrod City with your Magikarp flopping behind you, jamming to the Goldenrod City theme. I mean, those were the times. Let's talk about the starters too. Totodile. Top 3 starters. Like, in my opinion, Totodile is amazing. But, of course, the worst starter is also in this game. Chikorita. Actually, no. Fennekin is probably worse. But Polky Walker, one of the coolest things ever made, the Pokewalker. It basically inspired Pokemon Go. You go on a walk with your Pokemon, you can capture some Pokemon, find items, collect Watts, and you're healthy. I remember bringing my Pokewalker to school and trading, I think, gifts. You could send gifts to friends and it would give you items and stuff, which was a very cool feature. I really loved the Pokewalker. Oh yeah. And to top it off, you can go to 2 regions, which I know was also in the normal Pokemon Gold and Silver. But the remastered Red fight, the music just always gives me goosebumps. And that's why I love Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver a lot more than Pokemon Gold and Silver. Okay, let's move on to Pokemon Black and White. In my opinion, they are A or B tier. You want to know why I would put them A tier? Just because of the music. But you know why I want to put them B tier? Because of the starters. And basically a lot of the Pokemon in the game. I know there are a lot of amazing Pokemon in Pokemon Black and White, but there are a lot of stinkers too, like Audino and Tepig and Sawaddle, for example. Even though Livani is pretty cool. But let's go with A tier because the music is just amazing. Furret Walk, Drift, Vale City. The music in these games is just top notch. You're not gonna get any better. If you've seen a lot of my videos, you know I almost always use the music of Pokemon Black and White. And the reason why I also have a big love for these games is Team Plasma. Team Plasma is, in my opinion, the best evil team, and it's not because of their music. They do have the best tune, in my opinion. Like, I feel like the story in these games is like pretty deep compared to other Pokemon games. Like with N and stuff, N is one of the coolest rivals you can have in any game. He basically works as your third rival. Every time you battle N, you're going to have to battle Pokemon that are around in the area, which is cool. So he switches up his team every single time, and in the end, he ends up with an amazing team. After that, you of course have to fight Ghetsis, which is also a very cool character, even though I think he's a little bit edgy. a little bit very edgy. I think that fighting the 7 sages would have been an amazing addition. Sadly enough, you don't get to do that. I was wondering what kind of teams they had when I was a kid. Never got to know it. And then you have the Texas gym leader, Clay. I think his name is Clay. I mean, I gotta love myself some Clay. But Pokemon Black and White, definitely A to B tier. I will probably put them here, just like Leaf Green and Fire Red if I could. Let's move on to Pokemon Black and White 2. I'm going to have to put this here. You want to know why? But because I haven't played them yet. I have not played Black and White 2, so I can't say anything about these games. So I stopped playing Pokemon after Black and White, and then I got back into Pokemon with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And before that, after that, I bought X and Y. But I never actually played these games, but I will be playing them on the channel somewhere in the near future, so don't worry about that. But for now, you know what? Let's just leave them there because I can't rate them because I haven't played them. So let's move on to Pokemon X and Y. A lot of people hate these games. I don't really understand why. I mean, I have a vague understanding. I mean, the evil team is bad. Like, all of the admins don't even have names. Lysander just wants to destroy the world. There is way too many rival battles in this game. Way too many rivals as well. And the Pokemon that they implemented are not amazing. The music is kind of forgettable too. And the post-game of this game is also pretty weak with all of the looker missions. Even though I quite enjoyed it myself, it's still not one of the best post-games out there. So for X and Y, I want to put them in D tier because the starters are great. Froakie, Greninja, one of the most beloved Pokemon up until this point. I also love Chestnut and the Chespin line, but Fennekin is like almost the worst Pokemon out of all the starters, almost. But yeah, X and Y, I don't really have a lot to say about these games because I only played through them like three to four times. It is cool that you get both starters from Kanto and Generation 6. Besides that, there isn't really a lot that it's memorable about this game. I think that's why a lot of people don't really enjoy this game. It's really not memorable at all, and the gym leaders, I can't even remember a single name of a gym leader. Ramos? I think Ramos is the grass type gym leader, right? That's the only one I remember. Let's move on to the next games on the list, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. These games are great. They are amazing. I absolutely love them. That's why I'm gonna put them in A tier, but not S tier because they don't really have the nostalgia that Emerald and Heart Gold and Soul Silver gave me. I mean, it was great playing through them. I've played through them like a couple of times now, maybe 5 to 6 times, and I absolutely love all of the new additions to the game, like the Wally battle. The Wally battle at the end of Victory Road has the best music in these games. Like, it almost rivals Black and White music. That's how good it is. And Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Mega Rayquaza all look amazing. Like, I can't even comprehend how well their designs are done. Out of the 3 starters Mega Evolutions, I think Swampert is probably my second place because Blaziken, in my opinion, doesn't really look that good, and Sceptile just looks amazing. And Swampert is just in the middle, chillin', with an okay Mega. Let's talk about the Hoenn region's evil team for a second here. I absolutely love Archie and Maxie and Team Aqua and Team Magma. I would probably join Team Magma if I had to choose an evil team to join because their cause is not too bad. You know, in real life, we could use a little bit more land probably. So I think they actually have pretty good ideals. While Archie is just stupid. He just wants to drown the entire Earth, and that's not what we want. Besides that, the post-game with Zinnia is an amazing addition, and I enjoyed playing through that so much, fighting Deoxys with Rayquaza. I know that in the post-game you can also hunt almost every single legendary that is available up until that point, which is also just a great idea. Like through the Hoopa rings or the space-time portals. But I think these games are great. You know, they definitely deserve to be in the A tier and would probably be in S tier if I played them a little bit more. Now we arrive at the last 3 Pokemon games that have been brought out that are main series. Pokemon Sun and Moon, I'm just gonna put it in F. It's trash. It's just trash. I'm sorry. The only good thing about these games is Rowlet, and that's it. I hate. You know what? I'm just gonna put this one here too. I hate it. Alola forms, they aren't too bad. I do quite like that they brought them out. Except for Alola and Exeggutor, it just isn't a dragon now, is it? Besides that, the Pokemon are pretty bad. I mean, Solgaleo is a cool legendary, Lunala is a cool legendary, Marshadow is it's okay. But besides that, let's get into why I hate these games. Number one, there is just so much talking in this game. 90% of this game is just talking, and that is a very bad thing in this instance. You talk so much to Hal, you talk so much to Professor Kukui, to the Aether Foundation, Team Skull, which is, in my opinion, the second worst evil team. Team Skull is just a joke. I mean, this is all they do. They just stand there and do this, and you can just walk all over them. They're nothing special. Guzma, I'm not gonna lie, Guzma is a pretty cool character. I do like Guzma a lot. The reason why I like Guzma is because of his ace Pokemon, Golisopod. It's definitely in the top 5 Pokemon in Sun and Moon, in my opinion. I also really didn't like Ultra Beasts. I mean, that's just not Pokemon anymore. You're going to different dimensions to capture these things that they don't even look like Pokemon. If you see Buzzwole, I mean, he's thick and all, but it's just not really a Pokemon, is it? You literally have a Pokemon that looks like a tower. Like, this ain't Pokemon Tower Defense, even though that game is probably better than Pokemon Sun and Moon. Another thing that I don't like about these games is your rival Hao, which is just way too friendly and gives you all of this stuff and doesn't really have a challenge for you. You just walk all over him and he's like, ha, okay, I'm happy with it. While back in the day with Blue, he would literally say, smell you later. Where's that gone to? I'm going to say one thing about Ultra Sun and Moon that I really did like, and that might actually put it in D tier. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon's post-game. The entire Giovanni scheme, where he puts every single team in his castle and you have to fight all of their bosses, that was just amazing. I loved that. That's why I'm gonna put it higher. But besides that, I don't really like the Necrozma thing. I don't really like that he fuses with the 2 legendaries. And the only thing that really brings it up to D tier is the post game. Now let's move on to Pokemon Sword and Shield. In my opinion, could have been a lot better. Like, the game isn't that bad. And keep in mind, I haven't played the DLC because I really didn't enjoy the game that much, and I really didn't think that I was gonna play the DLC, so I was like, I'm just gonna pass up on it. Maybe if I play it, I'll like it more, but for me it's C tier. A couple of reasons why they cut my boy out. They cut this beautiful specimen, they cut him out. I know right now he's back in the game with the DLC stuff, but still. I was sad that I couldn't use him at the start. The legendaries of these games do look very cool. Zamazenta and Zacian, great Pokemon in my opinion. I am a big fan of the wild area though. You can just walk around there and find a wild Obstagoon or a wild Milotic, which is very cool. But besides that, I think the rival in this game, Bede, you know, the psychic type guy, he's honestly not that bad because he's actually kind of an ass. One thing that brings Pokemon Sword and Shield down so much is its story. It is so bad. It is probably even worse than the Sun and Moon story, but a lot of gameplay features make up for that. While in Sun and Moon, I just can't make myself to like the games. I mean, it's just a little bit too much the Dynamaxing in my opinion. I think it doesn't make sense because, you know, you just make your Pokeball big. Your Pokemon gets big and it gets stronger moves and more HP. I just enjoy Mega Evolution that much more. I wish that they didn't give up on Mega Evolution, which it looks like they did, unless they bring it back in the new remakes of Gen 4, but Dynamaxing, nah, it ain't my thing. Gigantamaxing though, it's pretty cool, but still, I mean, Mega Evolution is 10 times better. Another thing about these games is the evil team that I know isn't really an evil team, but Team Yell is a joke. Like, Team Skull is the second worst. Team Yell just doesn't need to exist. I kind of get it because the old stadium vibe and like hooligan supporters and all that, they don't provide any challenge. They don't say anything that is remotely interesting. Their leader is a gym leader, which is cool. Pierce is a pretty cool guy. I did really enjoy his character. But besides that, Team Yell is just trash. The post-game in Sword and Shield isn't great, but I did like the implementation of the Hop final battle where you have to fight him While you have your legendary dog, he has his legendary dog, and you go with a little bit of a showdown against him at the end of the post game, which I do really like. I did enjoy a lot of Pokemon that they put into these games, like Obstagoon is, in my opinion, one of the best Pokemon in Generation 8. The starters in these games are pretty cool. The Cinderace line is very cool in my opinion. You have the Rillaboom line, which is also great. Then you have Sobble, which is adorable, but his evolutions just really made me not pick him. Otherwise, I would have probably gone with Sobble. And I think that kind of concludes my tier list here. Let me know in the comments down below what you would change about this. I really want to know what your favorite games are, what your least favorite games are, and let me know why, of course. And as always, people, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. My name is Zwigo, and I'll see you guys next time.